Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2025 Marvel Studios film Captain America Brave New World. The film is directed by Julius Onah and it stars Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, we have Danny Ramirez, Shira Haas, Carl Lumbly and Tim Blake Nelson. This is Anthony Mackie's first solo outing as Captain America, and he initially is supporting the new president, Thaddeus Ross, played by Harrison Ford, who previously was played by William Hurt. He is the new president of the United States. Anthony Mackie kind of decides to put aside their previous encounters working with the president, because the president wants to basically get this treaty going with Japan. There is endless supplies of adamantium from the Eternals movie. He wants to work with Japan to get this adamantium. It's a very important treaty. However, Tim Blake Nelson's character, Samuel Stearns, in the background is manipulating and controlling people to attempt to kill the president. It then sparks an investigation by Sam Wilson and Joaquin Torres in order to find out what is really going on before a new war breaks out between America and Japan for this adamantium. Right. What are my thoughts on Captain America Brave New World? Well, this is another one of those Marvel films that, if you follow certain critics or YouTube personalities or what have you, it would seem that this film is going to be dead on arrival. This film has been doomed to failure before it's ever been released. It's almost like people are now reveling in the hope that Marvel films are going to fail. Now, I'm the first to admit that Marvel has been very, very patchy these last few years. There's out of possibly, the amount of films they've released since Endgame, there's probably 3 or 4 that you would class as like, top quality Marvel films. So they really have dropped the ball, and I think we all know that for various different reasons. But I really don't like people judging a film before it's ever been released and then almost backing themselves into a corner so that when it does come out, the only thing they can report on is the fact that it's garbage. Well, I'm here to tell you that I don't think this film is garbage. I'm here to tell you that I think this is a perfectly serviceable and entertaining Marvel Studios film. Is this as good as the previous Captain America films? No. Is it a decent Marvel film? Yes. Very, very watchable for the most part, this film. It's trying desperately to be the Winter Soldier in a lot of ways. It's got this, the political undertones and like this, almost like a Cold War thriller going on, and it's kind of grounded in reality. There's no space aliens involved here, and all this multiverse stuff going on. As a Marvel film goes, it's reasonably grounded in that way. And I had quite a good time watching this. Now, I'll be really honest here. I just don't buy Anthony Mackie as Captain America. I didn't watch the Disney Plus show that came out. I don't know when it was, a couple of years ago, whenever. I don't watch any of the Disney Plus TV shows, Marvel TV shows. Personally, I feel it just dilutes the product, and most of them seemingly are fairly rubbish anyway. So I just don't buy him as Captain America. I always thought it was perfectly serviceable as Falcon. He did decently well as that. I just don't buy him as Captain America. But he came close in this film to convincing me that he is a suitable replacement. I think the film does a decent job of that, of trying to kind of hold him up to, have, even though he might not have the powers of Steve Rogers, he's got the heart, and he's got the morals and all this kind of stuff. So he almost won me round here. I'm still not 100% convinced. I think what we have here with the Sam Wilson character is we've got a blend of the Falcon, Iron Man, and Captain America, and he uses tech more than anything else. So he doesn't look or act like Captain America for the most part in regards to what he does. He feels like the Falcon with a shield. So I don't know. I think there's a ways to go yet to kind of get me fully on board with regards to him, Captain America. But I do think, I went into this film as a non-believer, I suppose, and he almost warmed me round by the end. I think the real best thing about this film, in my opinion, is Harrison Ford. And I think, through all the negative things you're probably going to see and read about this film, I think it's a shame that I don't think enough people are probably going to talk about how great Harrison Ford's performance is in this film. He's fantastic. He fully commits to the role here. And that, if you like, pleases me more than anything else, because Harrison Ford is at the stage in his career now where, he's created his legacy, and he could kind of do a movie like this almost and just kind of be there, and it's Harrison Ford, but no, he fully commits to this role. And I think he gives a really, really great performance here, Harrison Ford, and I don't think he's going to get anywhere near enough credit. And regardless of what you think of the Red Hulk stuff, I really enjoyed that part. It didn't go on long enough, but I really, really enjoyed it, and I thought the look of Red Hulk, because it had obviously the look of Harrison Ford, I thought it looked fabulous. Really, really good. And I enjoyed that face-off between him and I said Falcon then, Captain America, quite a lot. It pulls a little bit on some false emotions here and there. There's a sequence where Joaquin Torres, who essentially is the new Falcon, I suppose, gets injured, and we're supposed to care, but I didn't care because I didn't really have any connection to that character. The Shira Haas character, Ruth, whatever she's called, she's like the head of security, is she, for Harrison Ford's president. Well, I thought she was fine in the film, and I did warm to her by the end. I kind of thought it was a bit strange casting, having this woman that looks about 5 foot, being all badass and flipping people about, and I really struggled to buy into that, but I didn't dislike her character. Tim Blake Nelson, it was nice to see him return after his performance in The Incredible Hulk as, the guy kind of in the shadows behind everything. I think he gives a good performance here. And in many ways, this is almost like a sequel to The Incredible Hulk. There's a lot of aspects of this film that feels like it is a direct sequel to that. So I think it ties in nicely to what's come before, and it kind of moves us slowly into what's coming next. And I really, honestly, didn't have a massive problem with a great deal of this film. Like I say, okay, story's not the best, but the action sequences are, as you would expect with Marvel, are top notch. Like I say, it's not over the top. It's not in-your-face effects left, right, and centre. So it feels like almost watching a cartoon. You get some pretty decent action going on here, some good performances, and like I say, I really, really enjoyed Harrison Ford's portrayal here. And it was a satisfying conclusion. I think if you're a die-hard Marvel fan, I think you're going to really get a kick out of this. And I wouldn't describe myself as a die-hard Marvel fan. I think my attitude towards Marvel has soured a little bit over the last few years because of some of the lower quality movies that they've released. There's a couple of them I haven't even watched because I just can't bring myself to, like the Marvels. I just can't do it because I know it's going to be garbage and I know I'm going to hate it. But I took the plunge with this one, and I'm glad I did. I was entertained, and surely that's all you want from a film like this. If you go in with an agenda to hate it, you're gonna hate it. If you go in with the remove the baggage of going in thinking like that, just go in and think, okay, I'm just gonna see what this is like as a film, and you think you'll have a good time with it. I think you'll enjoy it. Nowhere near the best that Marvel Studios has ever done. Won't even go anywhere near to cracking the top 10. But it was a good film. I hope it does reasonably well because I think it deserves to. And I'm looking forward to checking out maybe more Captain America films going forward. And I really do hope we get some more Harrison Ford as well because I thought he was great in this. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. What's your thoughts on this Captain America Brave New World? Am I completely off the mark? Did you think it was utter garbage, or do you, like me, think it's actually pretty decent and certainly very watchable at the very least? So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you for plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.